opened in 2020 and immediately one of the main attractions here on the Las Vegas Strip. Welcome, everyone, to Allegiant Stadium. Straight ahead is what should be a very entertaining matchup between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Las Vegas Raiders. Ball is teed up. Chris Boswell to do the honors. And away we go at Allegiant Stadium. To return, here's Raheem Mostert. And he gets crunched by a big hit. Oh, man. Right at the 25 to end it. Offense out now to get us started. It's 1st and 10. Our first carry here for Ashton Genty. And he has enough room to gain about 4.
You know, Kate, that might be a little bit of a disappointing run to him. He wanted more. They always do. But that's exactly what they were after offensively to get this drive moving.
Hey, here we go, hey. 390%. Hey, a lot of 10%.
Shotgun snap to Smith. Got a man, it's Dante Thornton Jr. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
390%. Hold.
Smith on first down. That'll be incomplete to start the new set of downs. First time this game they've looked to him. And it's going to be 2nd down. All right, partner, testing the perimeter early there. Coverage held up. Could be a tough day for those outside receivers to make an impact.
Okay, partner, testing you here. You've heard me say this a lot. Okay, coordinator's job is to get you man-to-man coverage, and your job is
to win it. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Tackling like his dad, Joey Porter Jr. making that play.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid gain, but it's also a run that you know and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. So they couldn't throw for it on 3rd down, and as a result, they're headed off the field earlier than expected on their opening series.
Keeping them off the scoreboard, well, that's already a win defensively. Not letting them even cross midfield, that's the cherry on top.
Hey, here we go. Check 59. Ours. Line. Hey, go flip her up.
4th down, Smith. And it's a turnover to begin their game. That's incomplete on 4th, and it's going to go over on downs.
Do you think maybe, just maybe, there's a chance of having too much confidence offensively? That's not a spot you want to see a team going for it on 4th down. And now it puts their defense right on the hook to try and pick them up after that miscue on 4th.
They'll run it for the first time with Jalen Warren. Free inside the 30. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. The Steelers get a perfect start. They've gone up 6-0.
You know, Kate, I think one thing we've clearly learned about the analytics of this game at the NFL level, explosive plays matter. And to get one on the opening series, that has got to feel good for this offense.
Chris Boswell for the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Steelers will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Now Boswell on to send this away. Mostert on the return. First call here coming from the shotgun.
Here we go.
From the gun, Smith. Completed over the middle. And He hits him for a gain of 6. He's up to the 26.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Out of the gun, here's Smith. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Patrick Queen in to pick it off. And the Steelers take over after forcing the first turnover of this ballgame. Well, Brock, they could have gone run to set up 3rd and short, or they could air it out and try for more. They picked the latter, and the coverage was ready for it.
Sure was, Kate, and this is why I play in this position. You've got to have a short memory. You must flush it. I love the decision to be aggressive. I always fall on that side of the coin, but when you throw a pick in that situation, such a manageable second down, well, you got to learn from it, move on, and certainly flush it away.
Off the play fake, here's Rodgers. His first throw is an interception. Picked off by Darian Porter. And the Raiders make the most of the interception, returning this up to their own 25 before going down.
Their first pick of the game comes at an awfully big moment. Really, it just cancels out all the great work your defense did to give you that ball.
Raiders just about ready for this one. It's 1st and 10. And go play fake here with Smith. This one's taken in by Thornton. And he is hauled down right at that midfield stripe. This one goes for an even 25 yards. And that's a Vegas first down.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They wanted him on a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
Shotgun give here to Genty. And this great effort winds up getting them well into enemy territory before he's brought down. Give him 13 on that play. And the Raiders are going to have a first down. New set of downs from 37. They won't snap it in time. That is going to be the end of the first quarter. 7-0 is our score. We'll return to Allegiant Stadium right after this. Time now for the second quarter. Raiders in possession. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive.
Hey, it's a clip.
Smith to the air now. Finds him over the middle. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. A gain of 15 there. And that's a Vegas first down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
A play fake. Now Smith to throw. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
Fairly safe to say as that one falls incomplete this first half so far, well, it's not met the standard they set for themselves.
Second and 10. Again, it's Smith. That's complete to the back, Ashton Genty. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Third down, Steelers in the dime. 6 DBs out there. Smith yet again. Complete beyond the marker. And he's going to have enough for the first down. Not by much. He got it. That's all that matters. Sets him up with a 1st and goal.
You know, they really love that drag route because he's one of those guys that can count on not only to make the catch, but create after the catch. If they don't close on him quickly, he can add a lot of yards before someone tracks him down.
Genty is in. Touchdown, Las Vegas. The Raiders pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. Well, we all knew what was coming when they got into that goal line formation, didn't we, Brock? And they just pound the rock in for an old-school touchdown.
I just sometimes love that stuff. Nothing fancy, nothing cute. Here's our formation. You know we're running right at you, and we challenge you to stop us, and you can't.
And he does not tie this game. His extra point's off. They remain down by 1. So after the missed extra point, he is still out there. He's going to put it back in play. Calvin Austin on the return. He's got a lane up past the 30. And that's out of bounds all the way across the 45, very nearly to midfield.
When you get contributions like that out of your kickoff returner, it is such a boost to an offense. This is about showing no fear, hitting the lane hard, a determined run back, and setting your offense up with great field position.
Austin makes the grab downfield. And he fights his way down to the 35 before the defense can get him out. Give him an 18-yard pickup there. And a fresh set of downs for Pittsburgh. Now we are still waiting for the scoring for anybody really to get going as we've hit our 2-minute warning. More from Allegiant Stadium coming up. Warren here from the gun. And he drives that float backward on a gain of 4.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
On second down, Warren. And he's caught after a gain of about 2. Jeremy Chin there on the stop. The dose of the hurry-up offense here. It's Warren on third down. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. Moving quickly, trying to get set again.
Hey, 88.
Going for it with Warren. And he'll get them enough for a first down.
That's simply a bet being made that not only is your call or scheme better, but that your players just want it more than the big fellas on defense do. And clearly on that one, they did.
Here's Rodgers on 1st and 10. And he's got it in close. And they take him out of bounds, which means his offense setting up for 1st and goal. Breaking the huddle. Here's 1st and goal.
Back north.
Warren can't fight past that line. They stop him at the 3.
Yeah.
Moving quickly, trying to get set.
Number 50. Hey, you block over here.
Now Rodgers. And it is caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. The Steelers will add to their lead at the end of the half. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups. And when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
That one right down the middle. And the Steelers grow their lead to 8. Now Boswell on to send this away. Mostert on the return. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line. Last drive of the half isn't going to be long. 14 seconds remaining.
Check 58.
Smith on 1st down. Has a man on target to Thornton. He's going to get this one into enemy territory to the 47. All right, now a timeout is called. 9 seconds to go in this half. One play in, Brock, and this drive is already into enemy territory. First down, Smith to throw. He put everything he had into this one. And this one falls incomplete, so we're down to 4 seconds, and we'd assume our final snap. He's been a frequent target throughout this game, Brock. We've seen that coverage tighten up a little bit more on him every time the ball's thrown his way.
Well, hasn't taken him off the board completely. He's still beating them for some catches, but that heightened focus defensively does lead to moments like that one where what would normally be a catch falls incomplete.
And he will not connect. Took his shot there to end the half, but no dice. That's going to take us to the break. So that's the halfway point of this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Brock and I will be back right after this. Carlson all set now for the kickoff. On the return, here comes Austin. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Pittsburgh offense to the line. Here's 1st and 10. Play action here with Rodgers. He puts some juice on a deep look. He's got it deep downfield. And he's going to have this one down to the 37. Give him 37 on the play. And the Steelers have a 1st down. We've set it down from 37. On 1st down, Warren. And this one's going the wrong way. Nice win for that defense as they send him backwards. Offense to the line fast.
88.
On 2nd down, Warren gets it again. He picks up 9 on some quality running there, and that brings up 3rd down.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
And that one hits the deck. No fear from them trying to go deep on 3rd down. You love that. Don't love the fact they couldn't connect. 4th down coming up.
That's going to be a play tomorrow. When they watch it on tape, they're going to be kicking themselves a bit, Kate. You get man-to-man coverage down in the red zone, you got to take advantage of it. It's hard. Zone coverage and the windows are so tight. You get man, got to find a way to win.
Trying an inside give to Warren. And he can't get the push they needed. They hold him at the line and send him packing after a turnover on downs. All right, working from the gun to start. 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Play fake. Here's Smith. Oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And the Steelers will be down inside the opposing 35 as they take over after that interception. First and 10 from the 32. Receiver in motion. He's headed right. Warren running between the tackles. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that 1st down play. Offense up to the line fast. Now here's Rodgers. Taking a chance to the end zone. Oh, no touchdown. It's intercepted.
Well, that's it right there. That's the resilience and the mental toughness that every coach wants to see from his defense. Not a great spot for him. Backed up close enough that they're going to get shots taken in the end zone. But instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeaway.
Has him on the quick hitter. And he takes it forward to maybe the 23. Patrick Queen arranging in for the tackle. 2nd down now. They need 7.
49, flip it off, 49. Here we go, hey. 39%.
Smith back to throw. Short pass brought in. And they get him right at the line of scrimmage. And for somebody who's been picked off like he has, Brock, you gotta admire his determination to keep attacking these coverages.
Yeah, that is risk. Right into double coverage yet again. But this guy's got what I call a high belief factor in himself.
And he will have this across that 40-yard line before they manage to stop him. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
Hey, it's a clip. We're ready to get it up. We're good.
On first down, here's Smith. And this time they're going to get to him before he can get that pass away as he goes down. And they've got a little extra distance now to make up here on second down. Smith setting to throw. He's got some air under this one, deep down the middle. And it is incomplete. Went big on the final play of our third quarter. Nothing comes from it as we hit the break. We'll see what they come up with for third down in just a bit. We've reached the end of 3. It's Raiders football, and they'll need to get to work. They're trailing here late. So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down. He's back to throw. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Trying to find Brock Bowers. And that brings up 4th and long. Offense staying out there. Looks like they're going for it.
Hey, here we go, hey.
Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. This is a heater going deep. That's grabbed inside the 30. And that is a touchdown. The Raiders down by only 2 in the 4th.
That's some good old-fashioned playground football. Even at the elementary school, find the fastest kid and let him run.
They're going to try for 2. Smith getting his Raiders set.
There we go, 13. Tuesday. Hey, alert. Hey, go flip her up. There we go,
All right, they're going to throw for it. They draw up just the right throw, and we're tied. But we all knew extra point was doing nobody any good there. Got to go for 2 in the tie. They do. They get it. And just like that, we're all squared up here in the second half.
Squared up, brand new ball game, even Steven. Who is Steven? Do you know who Steven is?
That's a good question. No, go ahead. Go ahead, though. Take it.
I don't know who Steven is, and I don't really care because it's a whole new game with both teams totally alive.
So we've got a tie ball game now as they send this away. On the return, here comes Austin. Making some progress here. Races past midfield. Into the red zone. Touchdown on an incredible return. Well, when it's set up perfectly, Brock, and you get an exciting return man back there fielding it, wow, there are not many plays in football more exciting than taking a kick back for 6.
Find those blockers, follow those blockers, and then step on the gas. So simple for me to describe, yet so tough to execute on the field.
After watching one kick get taken back, partner, let's see how well they can replicate it as this one's away. Malby with the return. And he gets it up beyond the 20, but boy, did they plant him a few inches into the ground at the end of that run. Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. 1st and 10. First play is going to be a give to Genty. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on 2nd.
Need a better result than that last run. It's 2nd and 8.
Here we go.
Now Smith. He throws a bullet to the center. They connect on the deep shot. And he is down inside the 35-yard line.
I try to remind you a time or two, Kate, that you always got to start your read from the secondary forward. You got to see what the safeties are doing. If you're going to throw a ball in the middle third, deep downfield like that, you have to have tremendous awareness of where those safeties were, and the QB just nailed it.
13 next.
Genty from the gun. And he works it inside the 30. That's a gain of 7.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
This is Genty on second. He dodged the tackle. And this is going to take him into the red zone. He's down at the 16-yard line. We're down to the 2-minute warning here in Vegas. Raiders losing by 7.
Hey, we go salute.
First down, and they go right back to it. And a nice little run there gets him 5. Second down upcoming.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
Back to Genty. Defender gets to him right around the line. It's going to be marked as no gain, so Brock, that means third down coming up.
What was supposed to move the chains, or at least make third down easier to handle instead? Well, did the exact opposite here, Kate. It now makes this third down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
7th play of the drive. They've been moving it well. This is 3rd and 6.
So what's up? Jack 50. Like Jack snap, Jack. No ball, no. 53, 53. Hey, we go salute.
Now to throw. And they got there in time. He's taken down. And that's going to make it just about worst-case scenario for this offense, Brock. It is 4th and long.
Hey, third down, I get it. Give your quarterback some freedom, right, to make a play, even if he's got to work backwards.
Here we go.
But it can blow up in your face as it did right there when nothing opens up.
Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. Put the body on the line for his team. What a play to beat this defense on 4th down. 23 yards and a first. And now the Raiders call for the first of their timeouts. They can decide to play for the tie or win later. First, they've got to reach that end zone. It's 1st and goal. Genty can't push it across. They make the stand. It looks like they might have stopped him a little bit behind the line, too. A timeout taken by Vegas. That's its 2nd. And they're still going to have 1 left at their disposal. Thankfully, not a big loss last play. They're at the 2, 2nd and goal.
Hold.
Setting up to pass. That is incomplete. Down to 13 seconds left.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
No ball.
To throw. And they pull it off. A touchdown catch in the final moments. And now overtime or a win right here are on the table. So late in the half, Brock, why not take a shot downfield? And their prayers are answered as they come up with that late touchdown.
You know, this is just a case of who wants it more. If you're in that secondary, all you're thinking is knock the ball down.
Yeah.
Even if you make some contact, right? They rarely call pass interference on plays like that. But somehow, some way, the ball winds up as a touchdown.
Hey, hello, 390%. 13 next. Hey, trio left. Line.
He'll look to throw it. And this is caught. Oh, he gets them 2 points, and with those, they've got the lead. Carlson all set now for the kickoff. Kent on the return. And he's brought down just inside the 25. All right, Steelers to the line now. 1st and 10.
319.
Back to throw. Trying to push deep downfield. And this one falls incomplete. No miracles on the final drive today. This game is over. So put this in the win column for the Raiders. And there was no easing up. It took some white knuckling until the very end, but their defense carried that small lead through to the finish line as they escape with a victory. So that'll do it for this one. With Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. The Raiders winners as we bid you farewell from Las Vegas.
Well, there's never a shortage of shows or sights and sounds throughout this city, but for the next few hours, all eyes are glued to Allegiant Stadium here in Las Vegas. Coming up, we got a good matchup on tap here, as it'll be the Detroit Lions taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. And off we go from Las Vegas. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
Yes, sir. Like 20. Hey, let's go. Go, Brown.
Now a play fake, and it's gone. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete.
Man coverage to start the game, and I expect we'll see a good amount of that. They trust their secondary to hold down the fort and let their pass rushers get home. And that's a good job right on play one.
Louis. Hey, kill kid. Like 20.
Out of the gun, Goff. A quick throw there is incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
So 2 incompletions have led them to an early 3rd and 10.
17. 180.
Now it's Goff. That is caught. And he is going to have the Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust.
Jamison Williams, 66 yards. And the Lions are on the board first here in Vegas. On paper coming in, you'd say that these guys are the better team by far, and they sort of showed their superiority there on the opening drive.
Yeah, they came in the heavy favorite in this game, and even though they're on the road, They just wiped it away, didn't they? They just said to everyone, we're the better team. We just showed it to you on this opening drive, and we expect to do it all game long.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. They'll run for the first time with Ashton Jeanty. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive, 1st down. And if his coaches are correct, we're going to see a lot more runs like that from this young rookie going forward.
And you know, slapping each other on the back up in the boots right now? The scouting department, because they really recommended this guy highly, and he's justifying their faith in him. That one came up just a little bit short. I'm wondering, is he still a little bit tight as this game starts? What would you say? Maybe he's got to take the governor off of it?
Or maybe the donut off the baseball bat, like the guys in the on-left circle?
I like that, yeah. Just take that little extra weight off of him and start to play freely.
That one complete to Trey Tucker. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
They'll come up facing 3rd and 5. They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith. He finds his rookie wideout from Tennessee. And he is going to have the Raiders' 1st down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6. On 1st down, it's Jeanty. And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider 1st.
Here we go. 13 next, 13 next.
Right back to Jeanty on 1st down. And some determined running there as he'll pick his way down to the 12-yard line. 40 yards rushing so far, and this is just their first possession. They've got a new set of downs here. Now Smith. Over the middle, hooks up with the tight end Bowers. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot. Gino going to hand it to Jeanty. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on 3rd down.
Hey, hello, 386. Ours. Tuesday. Hey, it's a clip. Middle.
Throwing now is Gino. His pass caught at the 4. And he appears to be about 2 feet short on 3rd and 3. Leaves him with a 4th and 1.
Timing is so important on a route like this because he's going to line up out right and then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. And he is not going anywhere. They stop him for no gain. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the 1st down. And this 10-play drive winds up yielding nothing. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They have to be thrilled with that first drive. They got them the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know they spent all week in practice.
And now off to the races down the right side. On his horse. Touchdown, Detroit. Jahmyr Gibbs 96 yards. And the Lions are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Well, if the plan is to come in here and go toe-to-toe with these guys, it certainly does not hurt if you hit them with a big shot along the way, too.
That's got to give them some confidence. And the other thing right now, it quiets this crowd, at least for the time being.
Yeah, that is what is called the intended consequence of their actions.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. Now Geno. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Well, still second quarter, you get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender. Couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Geno now to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on 3rd down, and they keep the drive going.
Here's Smith. He hits his target, Lockett. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
They'll get the tight end Bowers involved there. And the Raiders are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line. Genty. And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Good work there, holding him out on 1st down. And this is going to be a battle down here on the goal line. Can they hold their ground for 2? Maybe even 3 more?
And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. It's a 1-yard touchdown run. And the Raiders have cut it back within a score.
As the offense went on the field to start their last drive, you know they discussed in the huddle, hey, if we put one in the end zone here, we've put ourselves in a position to start making a comeback.
Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. And that one makes it 14-7. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30, right about the 29. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be second down. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. From the gun, here's Goff. And that'll be caught by St. Brown. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. Goff to St. Brown for the Detroit first down. Out of the gun, they'll give to Gibbs. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Now a 2nd and 2.
180. 2 for 1. Value 3. Value 3. Listen.
To throw is Goff. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
180.
From the gun on 3rd down. Goff. A short pass here taken in by Laporta. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Goff. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Black 20. Okay.
Back to throw, Goff. And he comes back with one complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 32-yard line. Again, Goff. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
That's a pretty play there. Got in at the last second, helped force the ball free, and kept them out of the end zone.
Now a 2nd and 10.
17. Cut. 180. Hey, let's go. Go, Brown.
Now Goff. It is intercepted at the goal line. And the Raiders are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just one play. Trying to lay one up deep. And that's going to be incomplete. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. A one-touchdown ball game, 14-7 our scores. We get back at it on EA Sports. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. And they do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something of an important drive for them, because is it going to win the game? No, but you have to do something to bring some life to your sideline.
From the 39-yard line, here comes second down at 6. Smith now to throw. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down.
Just what they need, a lecture from me, but subpar offense is what helped get them into this spot. And now they're continuing the trend with incompletions. That won't get them out of it if they don't change something soon.
Hey, three on left. Here we go.
Here's Smith. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Good clean play. No flags coming out of the pocket of the officials. Turns into an incompletion, and that should get them off the field with a 3-and-out.
Smith will stay out there. The offense is going to go here on fourth down. They snap it to Smith. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Lions will get the football back in terrific field position. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Gibbs straight ahead. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Second down and 8. They'll go again with Gibbs. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35. 2 yards on the first down carry, and then followed up by 2 yards on the second down carry.
Well, that's definitely not going to be enough to get the job done. Wasn't the expression 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
Now they're going to need 6 on third down to keep the drive going. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. It's a 7-yard gain and good enough to move the chains.
And if they're throwing on third down, it's a good bet. They're going to look his way. He's the most reliable of their receivers, and he comes through there with a nice grab for the first down.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. The give right side for Gibbs. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Still needing 10 yards. Now it's third down. Goff now looks to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. And the Raiders are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
Well, nursing such a small lead, you thought he'd take better care of the football after his last drive. Now for the second straight possession, he's put all the pressure right back on his defense. They need to take a stand and hold that lead.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back. That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Hey, let's go Sunday.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now 2nd and 3.
Strike. Here we go, hey.
Smith. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
They'll try to run for it with Genty. And he is going to have the Raiders 1st down, I do believe. Yes, he's got it by about a yard there on 3rd and 3. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. They'll go again with Genty. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. From the 50, it's Smith. Looking deep downfield. And this is taken in at the 5. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Dante Thornton, 50 yards. And the Raiders are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. We are set up for a fantastic finish now. A 4th quarter touchdown here. We're an extra point away from a tie football game.
And I know they're thinking about possibly going for 2, but I'd go ahead and kick this one and just get it back to level.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And an important one that is, as we are all tied now early in this 4th quarter. Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the 4th as the kick's away. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They no longer have the lead after that last touchdown. All tied up in the 4th quarter. And a chance for this offense to mount a potential game-winning drive right here. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
And only able to get 2 here, stopped at the 30.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. Well, the black hole and everyone in Vegas on their feet. Here's 3rd down now.
Listen. 180.
Here's Goff. Throws out left. It's caught by Williams. And this won't be enough. Stopped a yard short after a gain of 3. 4th down. Here we go on 4th. Goff. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll be touched down here, but not before he does pick up the 1st.
And they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
We go tonight.
Hand off to Gibbs, headed right here. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. Here's 2nd and a yard.
12. Value three.
Another run for Gibbs here. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. All 3 timeouts still at their disposal. Here's 1st and 10 now. Goff. A short pass here taken in by Laporta. They'll come up now on 2nd down.
Value three.
Goff now to throw. Short pass here taken in by Laporta. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. Well, that's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
Now they get the timeout. It leads you to wonder, will they kick it here or risk running another play and possibly not getting down in time? We'll see. And now it all rests on the right foot of their kicker. And here come the whistles and a timeout with 7 seconds left. Second and 6 coming up. They'll try the middle with Montgomery. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
All right, my man, this is now where it's risk-reward. Because on defense, you've got to crowd the line of scrimmage. You've got to get in all the gaps, get up tight on everyone, and try and force the field goal attempt here. You can't let them break one big, but you know something, when you crowd the line of scrimmage, if they do pop one, it's going to go a long way.
Yeah, I was going to say could take it to the house, but the magnitude of this possible upcoming field goal, every yard counts. And it's off the left upright. Oh, my goodness, heartache. It's no good. And that changes everything here in OT. So the Lions now, they'll get the first crack at things here in overtime as we are back underway. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They had that 14-0 lead, but that has evaporated as they go to work here, 1st and 10. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
I do think it's fair to say that they were caught off guard a little bit when he decided not to throw it on 1st down. But give them credit. They recovered in time to deny him the 1st down yardage. But it's only 2nd and short. So that run is still likely to lead to a new set of downs.
And for the right side here, complete. And St. Brown going to have the Lions 1st down as he'll get this up to the 39.
Like 20.
Here's Goff. He gets this out wide to Gibbs. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Hold on. Check.
Goff now looking to throw. Into the hands of Williams across the formation. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 45-yard line. Here's Goff. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
We go tonight. 2 up. Ready. 4 now.
Throwing again is Goff. Past the 20. And this is a touchdown. Now, it's not over yet, but they draw first blood here in this overtime.
I think if you polled defensive backs, they would say the corner route, take that out, make it illegal, because that is so hard to recognize and so hard to adjust, because your first move is to not get beat in the middle of the field, and that's how they move you first before they break off to the corner.
But then as the wide receiver, great job. It's tough to turn those upfield and go, but he did a great job with it there.
Really good balance, really good body control, and how about the end result? A touchdown.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. The last time out, they had to march almost the full length of the field for their touchdown. So here, much easier, Charles, with this better starting field position.
I love your sarcasm, but I love even more your observation, because, look, what they did last time out, now with a shorter field, they should have a lot of confidence that they're going to put more points up on the board.
Once again, it's Genty. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He's had some big runs in this game. Not there, though.
But I don't think they're going to be deterred by that play right there. He's had some nice runs in the game. And how many times have we seen a good running back get stopped, yet turn it into something big on a later carry? I'd stay with him.
Hey, here we go.
Now Smith with his first throw of OT. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
That's some good closing speed there defensively, because that looked open for a minute. That's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
That's to the left side where he's got Bowers. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 33. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. Well, they say it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes. And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Smith to throw. Man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. A nice job there, Charles. They picked up the blitz, were able to complete the pass.
That had the total feel of a quarterback in control. Red blitz, got him into the right protection scheme so he doesn't get hit back.
And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And fortunately, this will be recovered by another member of the offense. But remember now, here in overtime, he won't be able to advance it. So that ball is going to come back to the spot of the fumble. Very fortunate to get another shot. Here's 2nd and goal.
Hold on. Hey, here we go. Hey.
Now it's Smith. A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
He came through well with a nice pass breakup there. Fortunate that he was on the spot. He's the only guy left to prevent the first down.
Of course, this definitely 4-down territory. Gotta have a touchdown on these next 2 plays. 3rd and goal. And he's gonna go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. Call it a big loss of 10 there. And it's gonna bring up a 4th and goal.
53. There we go, sit on it. No ball.
Here we go on 4th. Smith. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. And when a Hail Mary is completed for a touchdown pass like that, I think any defensive coordinator just puts their face right into their hands.
I don't think there's any doubt about it, and I don't have stats in front of me. I don't have the empirical numbers that say that in recent years the Hail Mary pass has been completed more than it has been, but it feels that way, doesn't it? And I know the defenses are spending more time on it. I think the biggest mistake they make is that they play everything from behind the receiver. I think they've got to start getting people in front as well to try and knock the ball away.
And he will get into the end zone as they will indeed claim a 1-point lead. So they go with a pass, and it works there on the 2-point try. Charles, just in general, what are your thoughts passing versus running on 2-point conversion? Situational?
It is situational, and you have to know your team. What is your strength? Because so many people think you have to throw the ball in a 2-point conversion, but the stats will tell you that running it is about as proficient. So know your team and go to your strength.
So this one, a victory for the Raiders. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. Celebration time tonight on the Strip as we say so long from Las Vegas.